Hello, and welcome to Stop Now, a social experiment enterprise where we stop, listen, and share. Welcome back, everyone. So glad to be with you all this week for another edition of our talk show here. Hope everybody's in good spirits this time of the year, going through the holiday season. The clock is running out on 2022. Some would say that's a good thing. So we're going to spend the last few weeks of this year bringing you the best stories, the best conversations, the best guests that we can as we gear up for 2023. And in that respect, let me bring in a co-host, a friend here on the team. She is back, and we are certainly glad to have her. Amanda is back with us. Amanda, how are you?
I'm doing great. Excited about, standing up, exposing the truth, revealing social injustices, and glad to be with you again today, Nate.
Love it, love it. And so yes, so we are back again this week. I wasn't gonna give this man any shine, Amanda, but it is the holiday season. I do need to be a little bit more generous with my fellow human beings. So JK is also with us this week. JK, the voice of the voiceless, the man behind the scenes. JK, how are you?
I'm good, Nate. I was going to continue with that conversation from the last episode that you are turning white. Because I was
so here's the thing about that. So if I'm turning white in this scenario, I want to know, what do I get? Like, do I get the benefit of the doubt from the police? Do I get that with my there's got to be some terms and conditions on this transformation, JK.
Absolutely. You come with all the special privileges, right? That's why I meant, because you are acting like white. You ignored us, right? You ignored me, and also like Amar, totally forget about them, and as if we don't exist here. Started focusing on Amanda and Ilyas. So that's why like we kicked them out this week, like don't come.
Oh.
Not really.
JK, it's like when you're in school, and a new group of friends comes to the lunch table. Sometimes you forget about the old friends that you were sharing ham and cheese and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with, but we'll always have those memories, JK.
I'll never replace you, JK.
Well, that I don't know yet, but probably Nate is the one who is not irreplaceable, and we are trying to. That's why like we brought in Walter, and he got, I don't know, threatened by Nate, or he got sick and he didn't he fell through. Like he will come up, all right. And Ilyas, again, I found out like very interesting, and I started using him in my daily show.
Okay.
In the experimental lab, and he is puzzled, and we all know that he talks a lot. On his back, I'm talking this, right? Today, like he disclosed something special about him, like I didn't know, like he's a Jew in our team. And they have a special
coalition.
So they have a special thing going on in their family on Saturdays. Like I know this story. We all know this, right? So the God created the world in 6 days and rested on the seventh day. So that was like a joke. Again, he is my pair, and he's also an atheist, it seems, turned atheist. We will talk about more on that.
Okay.
He wanted to respect his parents. He's at his parents' place, so he doesn't want to use the gadgets. It's not allowed. So we are messing him on that aspect. But anyway, like we'll catch up with him. But Amanda and Nate, how was your Thanksgiving?
You go first, Amanda.
Mine was nice. It's the kids that my nieces, my nephews, and that I just love seeing them all together every Thanksgiving and seeing how much they've grown in the past year. And it's kind of just like a stopping point, a reflection point for me to stop and realize how much I'm grateful for and appreciate. And so it's been nice. I am ready for 22 to be finished, and I'm excited about 2023. And so it's just closing up all everything that I started. I have a tendency to start something, maybe not finish it completely. So I'm making that change 2022, and hoping for the best and for more opportunities to keep showing up in 2023. And glad to be a part of this team also during Thanksgiving. It's been nice reflecting on Thanksgiving with you all.
I love that you brought up, kind of the kids during these holidays, Amanda, because for me, I remember growing up, it was always, I want to be at the grown folks table. I want to be at the adults table. I don't want to be at the kiddie table. And now the older I get, I'm like, especially with the way our country, we talked about it last time, is kind of divided along political lines, and nobody can seem to have a sensible conversation. I'm fine sitting at the kiddie table because my nieces in particular are just funny and bright and silly and give me hope for future generations. The youngest is 8, and she is a computer genius, and she is a really good artist. Like, she spent half the time at Thanksgiving just drawing pictures and, this looks like you. And then, a lot of times we have to lie to these kids, Amanda, and like, oh, that's a beautiful picture. But I'm like, oh, it actually looks like me. And she's got the shading and the hair and the glasses and everything. Like, oh, that's really nice. And then my oldest is getting ready to go to college here in a year or so. And then the middle one is forever joining sports teams. Like, she was on the basketball team for a couple months. Then she was on the cheerleading team. Then she's on the swim team. Now she's on the track team. And it's like, I love that she's the type of person who is competitive enough to try out for teams, but she's not so competitive that she doesn't care about, like, if this is not working, like, I'll just leave. Like, if this isn't working, she's like, I'm like, Brianna, why did you leave the swim team? It just wasn't working out, Uncle Nate. Like, it just wasn't my scene. I figured that out early on. I'm like, that's a very good quality to have, because I think a lot of people get stuck in jobs or friendships or relationships that they have because they can't just say, hey, this isn't beneficial to me. But yeah, I had a really good time this Thanksgiving. It's always good seeing my sister and her husband and my parents and the extended family. And then, because this is America, capitalism, like, we get that one day with family and friends, and then we got to get back to the grind. But it was nice to have that one day.
It was.
JK, did you do something special for Thanksgiving with the family this year?
I don't know how to answer that, Nate, right? Because I'm a protagonist, right? So I don't know. I protest on everything. And I want to go into that, like the deep-rooted cause for this, right? Again, commercialized the Black Friday. And I wanted to know, like, what it means, like, historically. Why do we call that as a Black Friday? And what is the need for Thanksgiving, right? We all know that, like, it's not a religious thing. No religion can claim that, like, Thanksgiving is, like, related to us. Like, maybe it is a American thing. What are we thanking for? And who are we? Again, we can do all these things, right? Get together with the family, having dinner, we can do at any point of time. Why do we choose this? And the real true story behind this looks like bloody one, right? So I'm focused on the Native American and the injustices that has happened to them. And probably we have some November month is dedicated to them, like the American Indians, like Heritage Month, something like that. But all those things doesn't make sense for me. So help me out, right? So why do we need to celebrate? And if you have to choose one person to be thankful on this day, like, who will be that for?
Okay, that's a two-parted question. I think first, Amanda, to the point where JK is bringing up about, kind of the feelings of this day. And we also kind of hear this around Columbus Day as well, with our indigenous brothers and sisters and how they might relate to the day. I can't speak 100% because I'm not a member of that community, but the friends that I have had of that community, to me, basically, they look at Thanksgiving the way a lot of my Jewish friends look at Christmas. Like, I'm not part of that faith or part of that tradition, but it's more of an American holiday now. It's something that I don't particularly celebrate or get hyped about, but it is good to have a break in the in that hamster wheel that we all kind of get on in our careers and in our daily lives. And so, yeah, like I can understand if somebody did not want to celebrate Thanksgiving, much in the same way as a lot of people don't have time for Columbus Day. But what's your take on that?
I've never had to host Thanksgiving dinner or anything. So I've always been a guest.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, it would take a lot for me to feel enthusiastic about hosting.
So next year, Stop Now Thanksgiving is going to be at Amanda's. We heard it here, folks.
But it's just like from a marker to measure progress. I feel like we don't have that in I mean, we do, I guess. It's Thanksgiving, where we can measure progress in the United States, where every day is a grind. Things are happening so fast. It's 24-hour news cycle. It's helpful in that regard for me.
And it's almost like JK was saying, like Thanksgiving as a day is kind of arbitrary, because technically if you wanted to, you could arrange with your families and friends and like, hey, we're going to get together on the 12th of March and have a day where, everybody comes in and we fellowship. It doesn't have to be this one random Thursday in November, but I feel like the way society is, we almost have to be told to take a break. Mm-hmm. Because especially coming off of the pandemic, everybody, like I've noticed this at my job, like people that used to hate overtime before, now they're eating it up because they have to kind of get back in their minds to where they were pre-pandemic. And so, yeah, I feel like we need these kind of forced breaks like Thanksgiving, like Christmas, like New Year's, to reflect and, like you said, to mark progress. But I also feel like there is something to the tradition of it all. There's something to seeing my mom and my niece, my oldest niece, in the kitchen making green bean casserole, much the same way that my mom and my sister made green bean casserole in the kitchen. There's something to me and my dad sitting and talking about how bad the Cowboys are or how bad the Lions are watching football. And then my middle niece, who again loves all sports, sits down and wants to watch the game with us. There's something in these traditions. We have a celebration of lights at our park down here in Virginia. And so every day, the day after Thanksgiving, we go to the park, take the nieces, take my sister, her husband, whoever wants to come, and drive through the Festival of Lights. And it's got, all the Christmas stuff. And like, I've seen this Festival of Lights, Amanda, for at least 10, 15 times. Mm-hmm. And so they don't add any new things. Like, it's the same Santa, it's the same elves, but there's something to, this is something I did with my folks growing up, and we're continuing that tradition. So I do think there is something in kind of pausing to celebrate kind of those family traditions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's community building is at the core of what you just described in my mind, and like honoring our different archetypes, the mother archetype, the father archetype within the community vibe or feeling. It's this, like what's the saying, pulling bread together, or picking bread together. I don't know. Sorry, something like that. But you described it so perfectly when you were talking about your mother and your sister in the kitchen were cooking something together, and just, the smells and watching the game. And I don't know, it's similar in my family too. Maybe I didn't take a tequila shot with everybody, but I felt like I did,
Well, again, sorry to interrupt here, right? So you guys are going with the flow, but I'm still not convinced on this, right? So we all do this, right, even on weekends. So always, like, people who are with the family, right? They get to see their mother or their sisters or everybody like helping out in the kitchen. We are having meal and dinner every day, right? So this is not something like new, right? Why somebody has to tell, right? Even the commercializing of Mother's Day, Father's Day, all those things looks nonsense for me, right? The reason is like, you want to sell some product. The commercial businesses are making this. And I'm thankful to my mom and my dad every day, right? I remember them every day, right? Even if they are not alive. So that's part of who you are.
Mhm.
So what is so special about Thanksgiving? Like, I still don't understand. Some people say that, oh, it's like lucky that you don't get to have any religious connotation to that. It's a secular thing. What is secular about, right? Even just like how you need described, right? So it is like kind of a pre-planning for your Christmas or other things, right? Just trying to force people to remember and do things, which is kind of odd, right? So we are getting into that trap. That's why, like, I wanted to talk about that, like, because of
Mhm.
Black Friday as well, right? How did we
Yeah.
end up in that? And people go like so crazy, and businesses like which is running in loss can make profit in that one day of Black Friday, and now they have extended it to the weekend and even to Cyber Monday. What do you have to say about that?
I think when we talk about the commercialism of everything, it does come down to that, because this is America, and America, for better or for worse, most times for worse, runs on capitalism. And I think that it's funny because, like, I could make a turkey today, and it's the same exact turkey that we had on Thursday, but for some reason there's that link that, like, it's Thanksgiving turkey is different, and so when you're at whether you travel or whether you're at home on Thanksgiving, you get the newspaper, whoever still gets newspapers out there, and you get like that Thanksgiving edition, and half of the newspaper is just sales and ads for Black Friday. And which I've been to Black Friday one time. My sister dragged me out to Black Friday, and like I hated Black Friday for two reasons. Like, number one, I don't like to be up early. Like, I'll stay up late as long as you need me to, but getting up at 3 a.m. to go to Walmart, that's not what I do. Also, it's too many people. Like, it's way too crowded. People act like they got no sense. It's not. It was very chaotic the one time I went. But I think the other thing is, it's something that, as much as I dislike the idea of Black Friday, Amanda, and the over commercialization and the consumerism, like, I'm as guilty as the next person of feeding it, because I didn't go to Black Friday yesterday, but I guarantee you I'll be on online Cyber Monday. Like, can I score a new laptop? Because JK knows my current laptop is acting up. So, like, I'm as guilty as the next person, because there is something to, and even these sales, it's kind of a trick that's been played on us, because it's like, if you could sell this stuff at this price on this day, technically you could sell this stuff at this price all the time. From working in various retail spots, and particularly one of the jobs I work now, it's like the item that we sell to the consumer is, let's just say, $500, Amanda. We paid $100 for that item, and it's pure profit. And then on Black Friday, we're like, you know what? We're going to sell it to you for $300. You saved $200, but we still made, a nice profit. And so, yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I'm glad you brought that up, JK. But Amanda, what are your thoughts on, like, Black Friday, also the consumerism of everything, and the fact that I think JK is still kind of stuck on what makes these holidays individually so special, as opposed to stuff we could do every day?
Yeah, I think I just go with the flow, and I'm part of the problem, So, like, sometimes I can only I bought something that I could only afford because it was on sale yesterday morning for my nieces and nephews, and so
Did you actually
it'll
go
be a
out
little
physically
nicer.
to the store?
Well, no, online. And I thought, like, okay, I'm gonna level up my gift, and I can only do it today. That's just the feeling I had, and I don't know, but at the same time,
That's how they get you too. Now that you're now that you're vocalizing it, Amanda, and verbalizing it, it's like, if you don't get it today between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., you can never get it at this price again. Like, they instill that immediate need of urgency, that I've got to get this now, because if not, I won't be able to afford it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
really
got me.
appreciate that. Like Amanda was honest on that. Like being part of the problem, right? So she accepts that, because that mindset, it's a trap, right? We get into that. We all know that we are getting exploited all the time, and still we volunteer and get into that trap. So that is something like amazed me. Like, and I have learned a lot in the last 2 years, like by questioning everything that we do. So that is one thing. And to the let's move on to the second part of the question, right?
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
as such, like, who is the one person in your life, right? Or not in life, right? Again, for this year, like at least in this year, who would you like to thank on this day?
I can't pick one parent. I have both of my mother.
No,
My
it should not be
parents.
family members, right? Family members are close, right?
Oh, not. Oh, okay.
Okay, so if it's outside of
Well-
family, who are we thankful for? That could be like Snoop. I
Thanksgiving?
thank me for all this hard work that I did this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, right? Again, I brought this up because I wanted to, my wholeheartedly, like entire team, we wanted to thank Nate for all the contribution he has done this year. We are so amazed by his generous donation, right? So more than what he has earned in the 2 years, he has donated like $2,000 to Stop Now. So that's a great thing. Like,
wow.
I salute him, and also for all the support he has given, right? So he volunteered and he gave his profile, he gave his entire thing like to us. Like, nobody trusts so easily the others, right? So I just met him like only few years before, right? And I become like, I told him also, like, I don't want like to sound like I'm crying, that I literally fell in love with him. Like, he's so much of a great personality, right? So that is one thing, like, I wanted to fondly remind everyone, like, and appreciate him and thank him on this show.
Oh, thank you, JK. I appreciate it. Like, I think that's something that I appreciate here with Stop Now. Just, people have come, people have gone. We get new friends, we got old friends, but I feel like just being here in the mission has been the same since day one. I love, that we've got Amanda and Elias and others that are coming in to help move the mission forward and also evolve the mission to a certain extent. But the fact that you've been here the whole time and just working hard to keep things running, I appreciate that. Even when I remember, Amanda, the first time JK was like, we're going to need to use a profile for somebody so we can do this experiment and, find out what these corporations are doing. Would you be comfortable using some of your information? And that's a big thing these days. Everybody wants to keep their information private. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this, JK. Particularly, he's like, what's the worst that could happen? The police aren't going to come or something like that. I remember we're having our first conversation, and this was literally right around the time of the George Floyd protests. And I'm like, well, JK, I mean, the way the police are to somebody like me in America might not be the same way they would be to somebody who doesn't look like me. If White Nate, as JK has created this week on the episode. But I trusted them. I trusted them to be responsible with my information and to do the experiment and find out what they can to fight what these companies are doing. And it's been a privilege to be part of the team. So yes, besides thanking myself for being the best I can be and for grinding every day, like Snoop would say, I did this all by myself. Which that's the thing I'll get to here in a little bit. But no, I want to thank everybody here at the team, because this has been something I didn't even think I was going to be doing, Amanda, 2.5, 3 years ago. And then circumstances kind of lead you to these places. And much like my niece with these sports teams, you figure out like pretty early on whether this is something you want to stick with or if this was just a one-time thing or a phase. And, 2.5 years later, I'm still here. So I'm very thankful to everybody on the team. I'm thankful to you and Elias and all the new people that are coming on, because I do believe in Stop Now and what they're trying to do here.
Yeah. Nate, you're a knight in shining armor. When I first was joined and I was welcomed by your big teddy bear arms, and it was so sweet. It's been really nice. You're, getting to know you and hearing what you're grateful for too, still, warms my heart. And so appreciate you. And I the Stop Now mission and vision. And I also myself feel a responsibility to be here, and I honor that perspective in you as well.
Yeah, again, thank you so much, Amanda. Right, so you took this up initiative and you joined us, and it's a great honor, like for us, like to everyone who help us out in any way, right? So who contribute their time and energy and also all that. So again, Nate, you're a big teddy bear, big boss. You're welcoming everybody else.
I'm a big teddy bear in a knight's armor.
Yeah, can't forget the knight shining armor.
And honestly, like Nate also lies. So he was like so scared, right? So during this experiment, right? Again, Amanda has.
That was after the police sent us the letter.
Fair enough.
Yes.
The Popo sent me a letter saying, if you don't stop this, we'll report you to the authorities. And I literally, so JK and I usually talk during the week, every now and then through email. And, occasionally he'll text me. Now we've got, the WhatsApp, but I got the letter, and immediately after I read the letter, I texted JK. I was like, we have a situation here. And I sent him a picture of the letter from the company, the corporation, saying that they were going to get the authorities involved. And JK's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, I'm a little worried about it, my guy.
Because
I'm a little worried here.
Making joke of it, right? So what is the big thing will happen, right? You guys will end up in jail. Partner in crime, right? Nate and JK will be there. Shiva was making fun of it like all the time. I remember that. So, and everybody got scared at the time, like when we got that letter saying that. That's how a corporate threatens individuals, right? Mm-hmm. So if you do not comply to their request, like they just threaten you, like saying that like we'll report to the police, or the police will come and take you. So all those things are nonsense, right? Nothing is going to happen because they are the criminals, right? Who has to be prosecuted, and they have the power and money. That's why like they are playing this game. And that's the thing, like I hate to say, like we wanted to dare the devils and show this, expose. And I don't know how far I can go, but even as Nate said, right? So we are walking that thin line, and we are little bit now started getting not threats. The team is falling apart, right? So everybody is like started questioning that, okay, is this the right path we are traveling? What do we do? Like, what is the end result? So how do we like, as we welcome Amanda, Elias, and various other people into the team, everybody will start questioning, like, what is the motive of it? What are we trying to achieve? So a lot, with the weight is so much that we cannot carry it alone, right? We need to build a team. And I was discussing with Amanda and Elias before as well, that how we strategize and what we are going to do in the next year. All those things like matters a lot. And we are grateful and thankful to the entire team who has supported us like so far. And hopefully we will continue to have this support, and we will do much better things.
Yeah, it sounded a little bit like Nate was in a situation where he was the captain going down with the ship almost. We do need more captains probably, but also a stronger foundation so that we don't fall.
And I think that's it comes with trial and error to a certain extent, where, some people, and it's cliche, JK, but some people are here for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Some people are here like Melissa. Melissa was my first co-host here on the talk show. Love Melissa to death, and I think me and Melissa had a great vibe. And then Melissa went to Hollywood because she's in movies now. But Melissa had a part and a role in kind of building up what we're doing here. And then, you talk about people like Cole or Savita or Shiva or Amer, yourself, so I think that everything happens for a reason. And, I'm excited, like you said earlier, for 2023, because I think that this is kind of a pivotal point in not only America, as we once again have to gear up for a contentious 2024 election, which I'm already exhausted of that election, and it's a year and a half, 2 years away. But here at Stop Now, like, I think this is going to be a good year for Stop Now in terms of continuing to spread the awareness and the outreach of the group. And one of the things that, JK's always talked about is, kind of working with other organizations. And I'm looking forward to seeing that happen next year.
Yeah, it was really coming together for me too, in regards to 2023 and Stop Now being like a multicultural networking group who, focused on stopping human trafficking, racism, and modern slavery. And but through connecting with other like-minded organizations is where I saw a lot of our power and strength residing in.
And I real quick, because I wanted to make sure people didn't take me serious from earlier. I was joking, ladies and gentlemen, when I said, I'm most thankful for me, like Snoop, because I did all this hard work, or much like Matthew McConaughey, my hero is me in 10 years. All right. But I think, one of the things that I hope people can kind of appreciate this next year is that nobody, and you would have thought that people would have learned this through the pandemic, Amanda, and I think some people did, but a lot of people still are in that mentality of, I have to do this all by myself. And the truth is, nobody gets anywhere without any help. Whether you're talking about, an organization or an artist or, an athlete or a politician, like, everybody has had somebody help them along the way. And that, that fellowship, the breaking bread, sharing gifts and talents, iron sharpening iron. I think that's what we need more of. And it's what the people in power, like these corporations, don't want. Because if I can keep you thinking like either A, those people in that group don't know what they're talking about, or B, I did this all by myself, I don't need anybody else's help. That's how they keep us fragmented. That's how they keep us separated. And that's how they keep, the status quo.
That's dangerous.
It is. It is almost as dangerous as JK carving the turkey. I brought it back to Thanksgiving, JK.
I cannot agree more with you on this. All right, let's find our final thoughts, and hopefully the time is running out. So
oh yeah, okay. I guess my final thought, I'll go first, then you can go, Amanda, is thank everybody for watching. Hope you had a safe and happy holiday season, and continue to have one. As like December is like the Super Bowl of holidays, because we get them all back to back to back. So I hope everybody has a safe and happy holiday season, and we all look forward to the new year. And if you're somebody who is having a tough time this time of year, because I know a lot of people do, it's not a sign of weakness, and there are outlets for you to get help and talk to folks, because sometimes that can be the biggest thing, is just connecting with somebody this time of year. And for folks that want to connect to Stop Now, you can head to the website, sign up. We're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for people with gifts and talents that they'd like to contribute to the mission. So that's all I have to say. Amanda, any final thoughts before you get ready for Cyber Monday?
Yeah. I already fell for it, Nate.
Me too.
So, my final thought is that in today's episode, it became very clear to me that, the power of organizations coming together is a threat and to those that are, engaged in criminal activity. And so, to combat that, I think it's all the more reason to come to merge our strengths and stand behind a solid mission that can expose the truth and reveal social injustices. And so I'm, excited about moving forward in the right direction next year with the support from Stop Now. And is, of course, if anybody ever needs any sort of help, there's tons of help available. It is not, like Nate said, a weakness to ask for help. People are in situations where they can help, and so they would be willing to, and I'm sure you would do the same. So just remember that, and hope everybody had a great holiday season and continues to enjoy the rest of the holiday season of 2022.
Yes. And JK, in case you're wondering, I am a medium. My shoe size is 10.5, and my favorite color is purple. So just get your Christmas list ready, JK.
Absolutely, Ned. Yeah, noted. And thank you all.
Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye for now.